Well, one of the things that I've talked about with some pretty insanely brilliant people is quantum computing. Oh yes, and this new Google quantum computer that can do, essentially, the way a quantum computer works, a problem that would take thousands of years for every computer on Earth to solve, it can solve in a second. Something that can take more years than you literally can understand could be solved in 15 minutes. Yeah, I read that. It's insane. And this is where it gets really weird. The way it was explained to me, and we should Google how quantum computers work and why people connect them to the multiverse so I don't mess this up, is that they're pulling answers from different universes simultaneously. They don't even completely understand how this is working, but the amount of power in computing is incomprehensible. Like, you're looking at it and there are numbers. You could write all those numbers out, but your brain's not capable of grasping what's really going on. It's probably the biggest technological breakthrough in human history by a long stretch, and it's all happening without most people even being aware of the implications. So, see if you can Google an explanation of how quantum computers work. Was it Mark Andrean explaining to us that it's pulling from different universes? No, that's just the wording of the Willow description. Right. But I also just want to add, when I was reading about this, they said that these benchmark numbers are coming off of Google's own data. Like, they're the ones that set the scale of what quantum is. Are you saying you're calling __ on Google? No, not at all. I'm just saying take it with a grain of salt. Like, just to say they used tilde as the number or something like that. No one can even grasp it, and that's just based on their formula, right? That's all. So, what is the definition of how it works, the way it pulls from multiple universes? I think the understanding I got from it was it's just too powerful to get from our universe alone. You'd have to have more than one. And I don't, like, what does that even mean? Exactly. What does that mean? What is that thing they have? And if you've ever seen the chip itself, it's very small, like the size of a saltine cracker. And then, this entire mechanism around it is just the insane amount of cooling. Google Quantum AI's founder said the performance gains lend credence to the idea that we live in a multiverse. The idea is that Willow might be communicating with parallel universes to finish calculations faster. Like, what does that mean? The announcement led to Google's already high stock price surging, which isn't that shocking. But perhaps most surprising for lay people is that Google's quantum AI founder and lead, Hartmut Neven, said the chip's performance lends credence to the notion that quantum computation occurs in many parallel universes, in line with the idea that we live in a multiverse. This has caused a stir, and it isn't exactly clear how he made that leap. It sounds like something out of a sci-fi movie, and I'm not going to pretend to be an expert. But it's worth pointing out that Google is still in the theoretical research phase of this journey. This is very weird stuff, an evolving scientific field that even people working on it don't fully understand. 3 hours later, okay, so this is what it is, one of the world's most advanced classical computers. Okay, here it is, this problem. AI's founder and lead, Hartmut Neven, said the new chip had performed a purposefully complicated exercise called a random circuit sampling benchmark in 5 minutes. One of the world's most advanced classical supercomputers, on the other hand, would take 10, and then 3z years to perform the same exercise. That's 10 septillion years, which exceeds known time scales in physics and vastly exceeds the age of the universe. So it can do more in a time span that vastly exceeds the entire age of the universe, and it can do it in 5 minutes. The reason it could achieve such monumental improvements in calculating capacity is that Willow is made up of 105 qubits, and it can track the potential of each of those at once, allowing it to record potential data much faster and come to the right answer sooner. So, like, what is happening? That's too much information. What do you mean? I get it, but I don't get it. I don't get how that proves the multiverse or provides evidence that the multiverse is real, like, and that it's getting it from parallel universes. What are we even saying here? But it couldn't come up with those answers within the allotted time span. That's, yeah, what, __? I can't even explain. Funnily enough, my brother is into all of this stuff. Sean, he's into this. In simpler language, he would probably be able to explain it to you. Sean, well, he'd give it a shot. I think he was the one explaining it to us in simpler language. Willow is doing one calculation while an unknown number of Willows in other universes parallel to our own are doing their own calculations. And they are sharing that data to avoid needing to individually do every possible calculation to finish the equation. What does that mean? How are they sharing data between universes? I don't know. Ask Neven. Remember, this is all theoretical and doesn't prove anything. But Neven is saying that the fact that the chip can outperform our best supercomputers by such a wide margin means that it might have broken Newton's theory of physics. Yo, what does it say under that? Jamie, what does this mean for me? Keep that going. Scroll up a little bit, right here. Okay, this is what I wanted to look at. At this point, it's an exciting look at what computing might take one day. But it isn't something you're going to see in your next Pixel phone. Quantum chips need to be isolated in incredibly specific chambers. Yeah, this is the thing. It has to be cooled to a point where it's colder than outer space, sealed away from any possible signals such as microwaves, radiation, radio signals, etc., for fear of that noise leading to potential mistakes. They have specific signals delivered by purpose-built wires. Who figured this out? Where are those eggheads? Jesus. How did they even come up with that? If that has to be the case, how did they figure out that you have to do all of it? It's just brain damage. That's one of the most humbling things about doing this podcast. Realizing how genuinely dumb we are in comparison to the amount of information that's available. No question. Please like and subscribe my channel.